Hello again, and welcome to our last class. I'm sweating because I just danced through the whole routine a few times because I kept messing up. See, even I mess up. And I also did a slow version for you. Okay, I did not count on top of that. And the reason is, well, there's two reasons. One is just the practical element of you not being able to really hear me count. I listened back to one that I was counting over from last week, and it was, I could not hear myself at all. I think I heard like 1 8 count. But I did buy a fancy microphone for next session, so hopefully you'll be able to hear me better, just in general and when I count over the music. So I hope you're prepared to sweat. There are going to be a lot of kicks, the same kicks that we did in a previous chorus, these. We're going to do a bunch of those. The hardest part of today's class, other than endurance, just, you know, the fact that it's fast, is going to be transitions between the moves. Believe it or not, I did have a harder choreography worked out to this section, but I did a lot of editing, but there's still definitely one part that even I struggle with if I overthink it, and I will obviously point that out to you in a minute. Okay, this is an example of an outfit that you could wear in the routine. Pretend that these little flowers are polka dots. They're not, they're almost polka dots. But the skater skirt is really good for this because it's fast. So I highly recommend this type of skirt, high waist, whatever you want on top. And obviously you can wear pants too. Don't care about your shoes. Also, you don't have to be in the video. It's totally okay. There's no pressure. Okay, let's get into it. All right, so you already know how to do this, right? You've been practicing. Okay, so we're gonna do 8 counts. The first 8 counts are gonna be 8 counts of that. So make sure that when you're sort of bopping to the music during the piano solo, you at least hit with your left leg, you put all of your weight on 8. So you can kick 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And actually, let's just go ahead and go into the next 8 count because you already know. You know how to do these kicks. That 8, we're not going to stomp on that last 8 on our left. We're going to drop down like this because we're about to do the ever so famous Charleston step called the bee's knees. Sometimes people call it crazy legs, but I also think this is crazy. I don't know. Step names, there's a lot of different variations. Depends on, you know, who you learned from and where you lived in the world. So we'll call them bee's knees for now. So, backing up, we're gonna go. Don't do anything, just watch me. 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, and you wanna hit down on 8. You don't wanna get started getting there on 8. Okay, so you're gonna go 7 and throw your body down on 8. Okay, let's do that together now. 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. How'd that go? Did you do it again? Remember, start on 8 on your left, okay? Start on 8 on your left and on 8 down, like so. Here we go. 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hopefully that went well. Okay, so the bee's knees. Many of you, I'm sure, have seen this. It looks like chaos, and sometimes when people dance it, it is just kind of chaos. But we're actually going to have very specific motions and counts. So we're going to start 8 here. 8, 1, 2. Okay, so you're always going to be in on the evens. You're going to be out on the odds. That's the first thing to know, okay? So we go 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you'll notice, every time I come in, I cross, I switch my hands to my knees, okay? So why don't you go ahead and just try this without counts for a minute, doing this. So out, so in, out. When you come back in, switch really quick to be like this, and then switch again. So every time you come in, you're switching back and forth, okay? So now the counts. 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so now this is actually going to be the hardest part of the entire routine. I even find it difficult. So if you find it difficult, know that you're not alone, and it may never feel good. Simply because of the speed. Okay, so don't worry too much about this transition. If you flail through it, if you stumble through it, it's okay, don't worry. As long as you hit the 1 on the next step, you'll be fine, which we'll talk about in a second. So, recap. 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I use 7 to give myself a little push. 7, 8. So it's like the 7 and the beat in between 7 and 8, I'm using to launch myself up in the air so that I can land on 8. Okay? This is where transitions get really confusing and where numbers are actually helpful. But if you overthink it, you might get tripped up. Okay? Thinking about that beat, that breath in between 7 and 8, if you focus too much on that, everything it'll feel awful. It'll feel awful. Like I said, even when I overthink it, it feels awful. So really what I like to think about is destinations. Getting to a point and doing whatever it takes to get to that destination on time, okay? So when you watch me dance this, it might look like I start on 7 and land on 8. It might look like I start on the beat in between 7 and 8 and land on 8. And sometimes you might even see me miss 8, but nail 1, okay? That's all to say that you can mess up your footwork. If I can mess it up, you can mess it up. Also, it's so fast, no one's gonna notice. And there's tons of you, so don't even worry, okay? Backing it up again. Let's do the bee's knees together. Here we go. I'm gonna go 5, 6, we're gonna drop down 8, and then we're gonna go all the way to 7, 8, landing on 8, okay? Here we go. 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, don't forget to keep a pulse. So when I'm doing it, I'm pulsing the whole time. I'm not just dropping down and sort of staying still and just moving my legs. I'm pulsing still. 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay? Every time I move on every beat, there's a little bounce. And if you'll notice, when I do this, my heels are up. Now this might change depending on what shoes you wear. If you wear heels, it might be more comfortable for you to keep your heels down. When I'm in tennis shoes, I have my heels up. And that also helps me with my pulse, with my bounce. Because my bounce is coming from my toes, into my ankles, into my knees, and then into my hips, okay, and my booty. So let's do that one more time, and then we're gonna put it together with the kicks, okay? Here we go. 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It feels so easy when you count it and you do it without music. It's gonna feel worse. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. That's the hardest part of this whole routine, I think. Not this whole routine, this section of the routine, okay? So let's start now with 8, 1, all the way to through the bee's knees, and then standing back up on 8, okay? Nice and slow. 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. How'd that go? Let's try it again. We've got 25 seconds, 24 seconds. Here we go. 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,